Good morning, good morning, good morning. It's Mike here. Hope you're having a great day or night. This video I'm about to show you guys is from a storage unit I purchased on storagetreasures.com. I paid $149 for the storage unit. It was a 5x5, and it was one of the reasons why I bid on this unit, and then I bought a second unit. It just seems like to me this craziness is always happening with anything I'm doing lately. It's just, it's nuts. But this was a first for me of all the years buying storage units, that I came across a situation like this where I had to call the police. I didn't know what to do, to be honest with you. It was crazy. So what we're gonna do is I'll show you the clips of what I shot yesterday, and then towards the end of the video, I'll do an overcap of exactly what happened. So let the craziness begin, right? So let's see what we do today.
I'll take this now, and then
They just stopped paying, or?
yeah.
Yeah. Were they here for a while, or?
I don't know.
No.
Some of them.
Jeez.
Most of the time. Where we at?
F30.
Human ashes, and of course you give those to us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Any of the personal stuff I'll leave here. Do I leave it in the unit, or I bring it front?
Whatever you want. I mean,
Okay.
if you want to bring it to me, that's fine.
Okay.
If you're unloading here, I don't know. Some people unload here, they do it at home, wherever.
Yeah.
It's up to you.
Yeah, we're just gonna probably have it cleared out here in an hour or so.
You know what's crazy though is that a lot of people don't ever come back and get it.
Yeah.
And I won't throw away ashes. That's bad juju.
Oh, I
See,
know,
got
I hear ya.
goosebumps, man. And these were the only two locks on it.
So you right here, unit F70. As you can tell from the picture, this is the exact same thing. Came here, just popped the lock off, completely empty. Completely empty. All right, I have no idea what's going on here. That unit is completely empty. The tamper tag's gone off of it. So I'm following her to figure out what the deal is. Looks like it's some kind of inside job, because it was the same lock that she just opened that was on the picture, same door with markings, and the tamper tag was gone. I'm thinking somebody picked it or some inside job here, but gosh darn it, man. I just drove out. I gotta go to another unit place anyway, but this kind of sucks, because now I gotta freaking get my money back, and then gotta deal with getting my money back from Storage Treasures. So yeah, not looking forward to what's going on here, but I can't be wasting time sitting here figuring out what they got going on, because they got cameras all over the inside of that, so they should know exactly what happened with that. And I mean, this place is pretty secure. This is just such a damn bummer. There's no doubt about it. I've never had this happen before. Never had this happen. So I don't know. So I just got off the phone with the manager, and he pretty much said, you know, hey, there's nothing I can really do here. We'll do an internal investigation. So I asked him to come down to the facility. He refused to. So I have no choice here but to call the police, which I just got off the phone with them, and they're on their way. Complete craziness and sketchiness here. There's no doubt about it. So we'll see what happens when the police show up. But not happy here at all at the moment. You know, I did drive some time down here, wasted some gas on 2 vehicles, and just not cooperating here. I don't know how you can. There's cameras everywhere here. It even says here, you know, premises monitored by 24-hour video recording, but yet they refuse to look at the video recording. The manager told me he'll get to it when he gets some time. So this is kind of a pain in the ass, you know, so we'll see what happens here. The tamper tag was off, but that original lock was still on.
The DTM tag was the only tag missing. Ask him.
Yeah.
That is weird.
Same lock. It's got the sticker on it from the original pictures on
Yeah.
Storage Treasures.
That's the only thing was missing was the DTM tag. That is it.
Does he know how to pick locks?
So him and I were just talking about this amazing story that I was telling you about.
Yeah.
How he returned all of the fallen soldier stuff.
Yeah.
Right?
That's good.
And so he's like, I'm like, you and your wife have some good karma coming. And I go, and he goes, yeah, hopefully there's some really good stuff in this unit.
Making me feel bad
Right?
now.
So here I go, open it up, and I go,
It's empty.
holy fuck.
Yeah.
and we look at each other and we go, "Are we in the right unit?"
Yeah.
So we both turn around and we look
I
and we're like,
remember cutting that lock because that guy had trouble cutting that lock because it was a different type. I have
Yeah.
the pictures and everything.
Wow.
So George calls me. He goes, "Gina, there is no F70 up for auction." I go,
No, yeah, there's no something.
"George," and they're on it right now, literally. George is on it right now. He goes, "Okay, here it is." He's like, "Please let Michael know we are on it right now."
Yeah.
And he goes,
He found it though, right? The F70
Yeah.
for auction. Okay.
I'm like,
So
dude,
it's right there.
And I go, "Vivi's on her way down." He goes, "Okay, good. Make sure Vivi's there when all this is going on."
Yeah.
Because I text him, I'm like, "This is kind of important, George. I need you to call me." "No, it's not about somebody hitting my car. This is about this
Yeah.
gentleman."
Like I told him, I said, you know, if you could work with me on something, because I drove all the way from Casa Grande, I got
What
two
did he
vehicles.
say about that?
He said, "There's nothing I can do for you." I said, "Well," that's why I'm gonna have a file a police report. I said, because I'd walk out here, pay me for my time, and my gas. All right, so the police are here, and just gave them my side of the story. We're gonna go into the building here and see what else that can be done. They're asking if I want to prosecute and locate the merchandise, so I don't know what to do, to be honest. I've never had this happen to me, so we'll have to see.
There you go, sir.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Okay, so let me sum up what exactly happened here, okay? When I was at that facility, the lady that was there was basically talking a lot about how her husband buys storage units, and she knew a lot of information about what was in some of these units, because she said to me, this should be a good unit. I said, "Oh, you know what was in there?" And she's just like, "Well, you know, I know the tenant, this is that." Anyway, I got the impression that there was some good stuff in there, and I don't have the pictures for the unit because Storage Treasures took the whole thing down before I could even grab the photos. But I can tell you from what I saw, it looked like good stuff. It didn't look like trash. It was nicely organized. There was Macy's boxes for whatever it's worth, right? So, you know, after talking to the police, they wanted me to, because they had their whole security camera there, right? And the police asked me, they said, "Hey, would you, do you know how to use these things?" I said, "Well, I can figure it out." So I spent about 25 minutes there rewinding the tapes, looking at the multiple cameras, and there was people in and out of that place, but right where that unit was at, there was a shot, which you saw in the video there, of a hallway. And, you know, the cops were like, "Well, we don't really have time to go through this and look through all this tape." And I'm like, "Well, you know, we could find out who took the stuff here, right?" Now, this unit ended on the 17th, on March 17th. The unit was locked out on the 30th of March. All right, so it went up for auction, the whole 9 yards there, and the tenant actually called the morning of the 17th saying, "I'll be there this afternoon to pay." And they said, "You better hurry up because it's at auction." So they have a record of this guy. They've got his photograph, they got his address, the whole 9 yards. The cops were not interested at all about the tenant. So they actually, I'll be honest with you, they were great cops, they were nice cops. I just don't think they were informed about the law, because I said, you know, once I paid for this, this just becomes my property. And they said, "What do you want us to do?" I said, "Well, investigate here." So they refused to look at the cameras. They refused to look at to sit there and take some time and rewind the footage. And we got to a point where it was about 11 o'clock the night before, where the camera wasn't recording or froze or something for an hour, which I thought was a little fishy. And I'm assuming that's probably when somebody came in there and got all the stuff out. So the question here is, you know, how did it happen, right? Nobody has an explanation for that. Nobody there, even the people at the facility, didn't seem to care, right? They didn't even want the police report number. The cop's like, "We're not going to really do a police report or anything on this." And I said, "Well, I want a number here. Just to, you know, the reason why I called the police is I wanted to make sure that something down the road didn't happen to me where they said, 'Well, he was here and he took all the stuff out,' right?" I would think that the storage unit facility would have went after a little further with the police to get this on record, because it went to auction because the guy was delinquent and the guy owes them money. Now the guy's got his stuff, or maybe he doesn't, you know. But I thought the police would investigate that. Maybe they're doing that now. I don't know. But at the end of the day, you know, it was just the cops really didn't want to do anything. They didn't want to look at the video. The ladies that were there, nice ladies and everything like that, they were just kind of clueless. They didn't want to go back and look at the video recording because they really didn't know how to use it. So, you know, it's unfortunate that this happened here. I did get my money back from the facility because I went in there, I paid cash, and once the cops were there and everything like that, I got my money back. As of right now, you know, Storage Treasures hasn't refunded me, even though they said they were going to. So we'll see if that money comes back to my account. But it was just a waste of time, you know. I drove all the way down there. to go to that particular facility to get that unit. And after I won that unit, I bought a second unit down the road. But if I didn't win that particular unit, I would have never bought the second unit, right? So I was out my time in terms of driving distance, 2 vehicles, gas, and a couple hours at that facility messing around. And I think that's where I'm entitled to something. Okay, the storage facility manager that I was talking on the phone didn't seem to care. Didn't want. He was like, "Oh, what do you want me to do?" I'm like, "Well, you could pay me for my time. This was your problem. Somebody broke in your facility, or it was an inside job, or the tenant came in there somehow, picked the lock, because the lock that was on there, there's 2 locks. The only people that had the keys was the lady that unlocked it. So either that guy, the original tenant, came in there and snipped the red tag, and then Jimmy, rigged the lock to open it up. I don't know. That's the story here. But either or, it's sketchy as heck. So, what's even more sketchy is the police aren't, from where I'm at right now, nobody's contacted me, nobody's saying anything to me. There's no investigation. So, I'd be kind of irritated if I had personal belongings there, knowing that stuff like this is happening at that facility, and then honestly, nobody truly cares. I have made a phone call to U.S. Storage Center's corporate office, explain the situation to them, and we'll see if we ever get back in touch with me to see if they can, at least compensate me for my time and so forth like that. But at the end of the day, where we're at right now, it's just it's a time suck, it's a time waste, and it was an opportunity missed. None of it due to me, none of it due to my fault. It was I showed up there, the door was open, and all the goods were gone. So take it for what it is. Again, first time it's ever happened to me. If there's an update to the story, I'll definitely make a post about it down the road. But as where we're standing right now, nothing. Nobody cared. So I thought that was just ridiculous. And, again, wasting my time. So hopefully you enjoyed today's video. Hopefully this never happens to you. If it does, definitely file a police report, because, you don't want this to come back to you and say, well, he took it all out of there. He was the one that bought the auction. Because, we live in a world right now where nobody wants to take responsibility for their actions, and everyone wants to blame somebody else. And obviously, U.S. Storage Centers in Glendale, Arizona, the managers there, they should take responsibility and do the right thing and say, hey, Mr. Franco, we're so sorry this happened. We don't know how this happened. We're going to look into it. There was none of that. It was just, hey, whatever, here's your money back, get out of the door, right? We'll deal with it at some point, which I thought was funny really quick, is that when I was driving home back from Phoenix, the woman that I was talking to called me up. She said, do you have that police report number? And I said, wow, really? Now you want the police report number. So who knows what they're doing. Anyways, go out there and be great. Craziness is always with me. Next time out here, peace. Vlog.